All right, guys, let's do a let's do a story time. Yeah, I'll be a short one here. I was looking at Rustic Rimfire's springtime dreaded lawn care challenge target right here. I think, yeah, let's do a story time about lawn care. Yeah, in fact, if you guys can see it there, right there, I maybe got another week. Yeah, my grass isn't as tall as a lot of you guys right now. It's not a nice loamy soil, so and if I'm lucky, maybe 2 weeks before I got mow. But yeah, I thought I'd tell you uh, some lawn care horror stories, I guess. uh, you know, you go along in the summertime, you'll see occasionally you see, especially push mowers, thrown out to the trash. And I've stopped and I've gotten quite a few over the years and stuff, and I don't think I've ever not gotten one to. Well, maybe I have with a bent shaft or something like that, but usually I always get them running. And it's kind of surprising, what people throw away. I've gotten one before, I remember, and the only thing I did to it was pour gas in it and fired right up. I don't know what the hell. I even got a Lawn Boy. Yeah, in fact, I hadn't seen a Lawn Boy for sale in a long time. I looked up on my phone before I started doing this, and they still do make them. They're made by Toro now. So, some stories out. I'll tell you. I went out and I had a bunch of stumps that were, my whole property was all wooded. So everywhere you see, around it's, there's trees, I cut the trees down, I had stumps and I missed some stumps, a lot of stumps, it could be the little ones that would, hide from you. And, I had went and bought a brand spanking new, push mower. And within 15 minutes, I hit one of them little stumps. Instead of just bending the blade, a lot of times you get away with the blade just bending. I bent the motor shaft on the thing. I couldn't believe it. 15 minutes, brand new lawnmower. Now, I looked at it, I said, I took the blade off, and I went and got another blade, but I always had a few extra, used blades around. And I think I took about 2-pound hammer and just waylaid that thing, kind of got straight up, and didn't leak. I was surprised it didn't leak through the seal right there. That's one. Another one I'd bought I forget what kind it was, but it had a Briggs & Stratton motor on it. I think maybe a Tecumseh. I don't want to say Briggs & Stratton. You had your old motors, your Clinton, your Tecumsehs, your Briggs & Stratton, Kohler. I don't think Kohlers are on the push mowers, but they could have been. So, and especially like the Briggs & Stratton, they've gotten cheaper over the years. Well, I need a push mower, and I stopped at the garage sale and I bought this push mower for $5. And man, that was a great mower. That thing lasted forever. And you guys have been around, some of the old channels and stuff. I used to have a pond right out here. And one summer, I'm out there, and I had cattails, and that's what was fun about that pond right there. I get cattails growing up there, and made for good videos of shooting with a shotgun, shooting down the cattails and stuff. You don't want the cattails to get overrun your pond. So, it's a nice hot summer day right there, and the wife was mowing with that push mower around outside the pond, and I was getting closer with the string trimmer. Then I decided I'd get down inside the pond right there along the edge there, kind of wading through the water, and pull some of these cattails out. So she ran out of gas. So I said, well, there's more gas up in the garage there. So she goes up there and gets more gas, and she fills up the tank. She sloshes gas all over the motor, to be expected. She put the gas down, away from the mower right there, and she gave one pull, popped the copper or whatever it is. Well, whenever it did, it caught the whole motor on fire, and I'm standing right there, so I immediately grabbed the mower by the handles, and I completely submerged it, just dunked it in the pond, just whooshed down and back up, and because I don't want to let it run into the gas too much or anything like that, and put the fire out, and I got up on the bank right there, and I gave it one pull, and it fired right up. I could not believe it. I was flabbergasted. I mean, completely submerged as quick as I could do it, But I couldn't believe I fired up that quick. I mowed for quite a few years for that thing. Then my nephew needed a mower, and later on just gave him to him. And he got quite a few years out of that thing too. So, and another one, same pond that used to sit right out here. You turn it right out here. My son, he's probably about 13 years old, and we had an old riding lawnmower. I think it broke down, and he mowed with that and stuff. And we went down, we bought a brand new lawnmower. And luckily it's like one from, Lowe's or Home Depot, so it wasn't a real super expensive John Deere or Wheel Horse or something like that. But nevertheless, is over $1,000, whatever it was. And so I told my boy, I said, don't get close to the pond with that tractor. I said, you can go closer with a push mower or the weed whacker. I said, rather than have you do your push mower up close to the pond, because I know you get kind of close, you might slip it and get a foot underneath the mower deck. I said, just use the weed whacker. But he's all gung-ho. He wants to mow with it first. I said, now stay away from the pond. He's like, yeah. So I go back in the house, and my my two daughters were outside there, and they come running back. Dad, Tim rolled the tractor over into the pond. It needs your help to get it out of there. I told the girls, I said, you go out there and you tell Tim he better get that tractor out of the pond by himself. He don't want me to come out there. And so, so he's out there, and so the girls probably come in about another 10 minutes later or whatever. He really needs your help. He's out there. Oh, I walked out there. Oh, I was so pissed off. He done rolled it, turned it upside down. I mean, he didn't get hurt, in the pond. And he had tears streaming down his face because he knew what was coming. I got mad at that thing, and I wasn't all bad shape as I am now. I got all threw that thing out of the pond right there, and I was custom Blue Stream. I told Tim, I said, go get your switch. So you know what I told you, and you went straight around and did it. Try to make it so you don't have to do a little extra manual work. So I don't think I whooped him over it, but I sure put the fear into him. So I kind of a brand spanking Ryan lawnmower. What can you say, kids? We've all been there when we were kids and did something foolish like that. So, that's the ones I can think off the top of my head. You guys let me know any of your lawn care keeping faux pas, you do with your chainsaw stuff. I go into that a lot. I've, pitched my blade in the, tree, cutting up, firewood, cutting up trees and stuff like that, and all kinds of stuff there. So, let me know what your stories are, and we'll talk to you next time.